Hi, I'm Connor. I'm from England. I come from the southeast of England, so sort of just outside of London. I don't venture in too much, if I'm honest, but that's how it is. I work close to where I live here. I work in an engineering firm who do automated production lines for cars, or at least the prototypes for them. That sort of thing. It sounds a bit more interesting than it is, really. It's just sort of like in a factory warehouse. Yeah, I'm a lover of cycling. I'm trying my best to get a little bit better at running because I would like to do some half Ironmans, or was going to be this year, probably going to end up being next year now because of all of this going on. So yeah, that's just a little snippet of me.
Yeah, Connor and I actually we met in Vietnam, which is a totally completely different story. But I had lost
Yeah.
like my wallet and all this stuff. Turns out I ended up finding my passport and all this. But Connor spent one of my birthdays with me that I was out traveling.
Yeah.
So that was awesome meeting you. So what's a day in the life like of someone in the UK as
Okay.
far as it goes for lockdown?
So I literally get up, like do my morning routine, have my breakfast and stuff. I jump in the car, go straight to work. Never, don't stop anywhere. Don't stop for fuel or groceries or anything on the way. I just go straight to work. As soon as I get to work, I'm masked up. I've got my gloves on. We've got sanitizing units like everywhere, right by the doors and stuff. Clock in and whatever else. We get our temperature taken. So we have like they're a bit more modern than stick it underneath your arm, but they're like shine it on your forehead, and then it tells you what your temperature is. So if you're too low or too high, that's like apparently something COVID-19. So then I have to go to work, do my stuff, and then at the end of the day, again have your temperature taken so they can monitor if there's anything changed with you during the day.
Right.
And then if that be the case, because our company, they work on a 24-hour shift, so there's three lots of people working but 24 hours, so they have to track who is in, who's out, and if anyone gets a high temperature and there's shifts that have overlapped, you need to monitor all those people. We have like check sheets every day. All of our time cards that we normally just put in, we have to scan them now like individually because they're not touching all of them together, etc. There's lines on the floor everywhere for like staying 2 meters apart, and yeah, and if there's someone in the way, you just gotta wait. And our company's sort of pretty good with that actually.
What was the general perception like of the English people when this thing first started kicking off?
So for English people, it was definitely just like oh, that's pretty bad. We should take concern of it. But then when it came to actually not going to do it, what everyone wanted to do, they went, oh well, we'll just still do it. So they sort of if I'm really honest, they sort of just saw it, was like, oh, that's pretty bad, but continued doing stuff until the government like slowly introduced some policies to then put us onto this semi-lockdown that we're currently on.
When did that all start? Did they kind of just lock it down, or was it a progression that the
No,
government took?
it was slower. So it was like I think it came around on British Mother's Day. He said, right, okay, the best gift you can give your mum for Mother's Day is not to see her, and that was when everyone was like, okay, right, we probably need to take some steps into not doing it. And it was very quick after that that he was just like, right, okay, you need to not go out, only go out for essential travel, like, picking up your medication, going to the supermarket, or going to work if you cannot work from home. So anyone that was able to work from home, their company had to equip them with the ability to be able to work from home. They've got an exemption list, and things like storage companies, they're on that exemption list. So it
Hmm.
is quite strange how all of it works, really.
Exemption list, like they can continue working.
Yes, yeah.
And is the government helping in a way? I mean, are they giving people relief funds?
So I don't know actually about relief funds. I know that the community are helping lots of people with like within their own communities, give food packages and deliver food to like the elderly or the people who can't get out. And in terms of funding for people, is we have something where our government are going to pay you up to 80% of your wages if your company has shut down due to the coronavirus happening. So we've generated this new word for it, which is called furlough. I don't know if you have the
Same
same
word.
thing over there.
Yeah,
Okay, fine.
yeah.
But they're basically furloughing loads and loads of people. They've said, stay indoors, you don't need to go out, and we'll sort of, this is your endeavor. The reality of that is that it's only like there's so many loopholes, so therefore only some people qualify. People on 0-hour contracts are technically not on a standard hour contract, so therefore their furloughing basis, like for example, if you're working at a bar, you're most likely to have a 0-hour contract, and they have been shut down because of coronavirus, but the government won't pay you due to that. So it's like
So hourly workers are screwed on this.
yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
Unless
if
you're
you're
like, unless you're
contracted,
contracted, yeah.
exactly, yeah. Also, self-employed people, they are also on the same sort of deal, but they also have to have had like their company for 3 years. So there's, as I said, there's lots of loopholes. There's lots of people that are a bit disgruntled by it, and that actually causes people to go, okay, well, I'll go out to work. So it's, the majority of the situation is working, but there are some little bits of it, like everything though, where it's not quite.
Can you leave the house? What's the regulations like for
Um,
leaving?
so that's a good question, because it's all reasonably loose. They haven't like completely officially said, right, everyone, you cannot go out. It's proper lockdown. They've just said, look, this is a really, really strong, big advice. If you abide by it, then we can keep it as loose as it is, and we can save lives. If you do not, then we'll literally just have the police enforce everything. We'll shut roads, like all that sort of stuff. They've almost softly threatened us with it, but it is working. People are staying indoors, and it doesn't need to get any more extreme. If you have it, I don't think you're allowed out to go to the shop. But again, I don't know how you'd police that. I don't know how you would say, sorry, you've got coronavirus, you can't come into our shop, because you wouldn't know, would you? That's the whole point of it.
They got to wear like a red shirt when they leave the house or something.
Yeah.
So with this or with the programs that they're putting together, is this the government putting it together, saying like, we'll go get your groceries and bring it to you?
There are some parts of that. The government are trying to help people that don't have family and stuff like that. But the majority of people do have a family or a neighbor or a friend that they can rely on. And they are all just chipping in and doing it. I mean, we had a note come through the door, be like, "Hello there, my name is blah. I live around the corner. I'm free this time. If there's anything I can do for you guys, just pick up the phone and let me know, like if I can bring in some shopping, or if I want to speak to you on the phone, whatever." And like loads of those have been sent around.
Is it like it sounds like a business, and they're asking to pay? They're asking for money, or is it free?
No. It's not like to pay. Oh, obviously, I'm sure that they'll pay for their shopping if they want shopping or whatever. But
well, yeah, but like tip, maybe it's for tips or something.
Out.
Oh, really?
Well, as far as I know, it's not. It's like she said the lady who was close to us, I think her name was Mew, but she was like she just said, "Oh no, for free. I'm just literally I'm here able to help out, so I will."
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really good. They brought all the communities nice and close together, which is really good.
It's cool you have these people going around door to door, like offering for services to help.
It's more like they've dropped their letter through it, and then they'll give a phone call if they need you. Sort of.
Right. Don't touch the letter for 2 days, but yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Sanitize it.
Yeah. My mom just told me today, she said in Seal Beach, Whole Foods and all these other places are opening at 6 a.m. for elderly only.
Yeah, Australia did this about, I don't know, 3 weeks ago or something. It was like, I think they opened, I don't know, like same sort of deal. Like the first hour of their business hours was like elderly's only, that's it. Right. And what I didn't know was they did it here, because my dad, he went out to the shop and the guy said to him, "Are you over 70? And he was like, "No." So he was just like, "Sorry, you can't come in." He was like, "I had no idea. Like, I wouldn't have gone out. Of course you wouldn't have gone out." But he didn't know.
So you're still able to ride around and all that stuff, though?
So we're allowed currently, underneath this loose lockdown, we're allowed one physical activity a day. We're allowed to go out for like a run or a bike ride or.
And how do they police that, though?
Well, again, there isn't. You've just got to trust people. Okay. I guess the only way that you would police that is to notice if there's huge amounts of people out on the roads or whatever else. You're not allowed to ride with people. You're not allowed to run with people unless they're from your household. Again, yeah, a bit difficult to police, but if you're running with, I don't know, like 5 people, then yeah, you're going to get stopped.
Now that everything's kind of gone online, right? All the companies that could go online were told to take their company online. I see the obvious benefits for the environment as far as that's concerned. But have companies talked about like staying remote? Maybe the employees are happier, they work better, maybe they're getting more done. Plus the
So
environment.
there are 2 sides to this, and it's a really good question, because there's the companies that are able to work productively, and they go, well, we don't have to have an office, we don't have to keep it warm. Like, there's so many overheads that come with an office, especially in
Exactly.
London. It is crazy expensive. I mean, man, you've been there. It's crazy expensive. So there are companies like that are quite modernized that are definitely gonna just be like, guys, that's it. We're gonna stay online. We're gonna have Zoom calls for our meetings and all sorts of stuff, and they'll definitely do that. But then there is also other companies, like for ours, for example, that okay, admittedly, we also already have the factory, so there's not like an extra overhead cost, but there are also interactions that need to happen. You need to be able to ask someone for this. You need to have paperwork change over from one place to another, or not even paperwork. Obviously, everyone's trying to go more electronic, but you still need to talk about what's going on, see products, and say, okay, that's wrong because of this. You can't take a photo every single time. It will take more time to do it. So providing the efficiency of the work still is the same moderately, then it's good. But then there's also this problem of a friend of mine in the Netherlands. They were very reluctant to let them work from home because they were worried that they just wouldn't work as efficiently. So there's that part to it as well. Given this, that all the companies are using it as a trial. So if they were worried about that and it works, then hell yeah, they're going to stay online.
It's kind of like Mother Nature saying like, hey, look, I've given you so many warnings.
Yeah.
I've sent tsunamis. There's been the global warming's been happening. I've had so many earthquakes recently. You know what? Here, let's see how you guys do. Like, here's a little virus.
Yeah.
And here's kind of a tricky question. So, there's obviously been notable things that we've been seeing, right? For instance, toilet paper in the stores. Yeah, like, well, little things like this. But what about the stuff that nobody thinks about, right? Like alcohol consumption, gambling. Have you heard anything as far as that goes? I spoke to my friend Shia, and he knows someone who's head of gambling over there in Austin, I believe it is.
Yeah.
But he mentioned gambling has increased. The consumption of alcohol has increased.
Yeah.
I mean, you Brits love your beer and love going to pubs and getting drunk. So what's been going on with that? Like, they can't do it there. Are they still doing it at home? Maybe it's gone down actually.
For myself, I don't really drink unless I'm out. So it's, for me, I don't notice it. But all my colleagues from work, they are terrible for it. Like, they'll tell you on Monday that on Friday they did a whole case just in one night, just them, and you're like, whoa, like, oh my god. And we've got about, I think it's 3 or 4 people that are really into their betting, and they are betting on everything at the moment, like everything. They're working obviously at the company where we're working, so they're earning a little bit of money, and so many people aren't. So therefore, they're just spending all their money on betting. It's really bad.
So you think, you think it's going up or what? You think it's going up?
Oh yeah,
or
I definitely think it's gone up. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had this question more for for some other people that might be living with roommates and stuff like that. Like, kind of on like a little personal level with people, is like, I wonder what they're learning. What kind of weird things they're learning about their partners or about their roommates or about their friends.
Well, you should know this from traveling, right? You meet people and you have such a close connection with them for such a short period of time, but it feels like such a long time. Like, you could spend like for example, we probably met for a good 2 days, but we know quite a lot about each other. We spoke loads during that time. So imagine that, but with people here. Either that or the divorce rate's going to go through the roof. Well, I was speaking with my best mate the other day, and he was saying that we're talking about the divorce rates that we think is going to go up. But we were also talking about we was also talking about how that we think that they're going to have the baby boomers of the coronavirus.
Right.
So we think that they should be called the Coronials.
The Corona boomers.
The Corona boomers, yeah, the Coronials. Like the millennials, but with Corona.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
I think there's a lot of drama going on right now that we're not necessarily aware of. That's for
yeah,
sure.
no, definitely, yeah. There'll be stories, there'll be books to come out for years to come about this period.
Coronials, I like that. How long are the bands going for? Like the travel band,
So when we first got it like enforced, like they were like, right, okay, we're always reviewing it, but this first initial thing is 3 weeks. That 3 weeks was up, I think it was today or tomorrow, or I don't know. It's around now. It's around now. But from what everyone else has been doing, we're gonna have it extended for sure.
I think
Some
are going to
have
May.
already said,
Yeah.
but yeah, exactly that. Yeah, when the Mother's Day was.
We're all at home now, so like weeks are going by like days, and
Exactly.
well, unless you're at home with your wife, then it's probably like a day feels like a week, but
yeah.
But you know what's going on with planes? Are they able to fly around? What's happening?
So planes is a good question, because I have lots of friends that are either flight attendants or pilots. So I know that there are flights running. They are either super scarce or full. But the government have then jumped in and said, okay, well, if they're too full, then no one's got their 2 meters. So now they've put on flights, but they've said, no, you can only have 50% capacity max.
What's going on with testing there? I mean, you take your temperature. That's good at work. But what's
Yeah,
going on
yeah.
with the real stuff?
So loosely, there is an argument to say that the test itself is not ready as such. Like, we are making so much more progress, and there are very, very good ways that we can say if someone's had coronavirus or if they're showing symptoms of having it. But as far as an actual test is concerned, they're a little bit dragging their heels. However, with every day that goes by, they're getting a lot closer, and the tests that they are currently rolling out are, let's say, for want of a better expression, good enough. And they're rolling out, I think it's 25,000 a day. That was about a week ago, and they were going to move up to so let's just say, for argument's sake, it's about 50,000 a day, which is not enough. However, there are now criteria whereby, for example, the NHS workers, so our National Health Service, they are, when they go to work on their shift, they get tested and stuff like this. So there's now like criteria where, okay, you now need to be tested. You now need to be tested, and they're slowly bringing it in. However, that is one thing that's taken a long time for them to get sorted.
Man, it's a crazy crew. Well. We're gonna look back on this. Really, we're gonna look back on this and be like, "What the heck happened? Someone ate what, a bat?"
No, my stepdad, he says we're going to have the new AC and BC, the before Corona and after Corona. I was like, I like it.
Yeah. What was it? I was born 30 AC. 30 BC.
That's it. Yeah, 30 before Corona.
Yeah. Do you have a message for anybody? Like, tell everyone to stay safe.
Yeah, everyone just go about your crazy activity and see all of the crazy friends that you want to, but try and do everything as virtual as you possibly can. If you love to cycle virtually. There's so many bike trainers and everything else out there at the moment. Just grab one, be at home with it, and still train, and stay healthy. Why? There's no need for you not to go out and do anything. You should stay healthy with all this.
Love it.
Healthy is also an attitude, or a mental attitude towards everything. So just stay positive. And if you're feeling down, get on the conversation to someone.
True.
That's probably my message, I would say.
No, love it. Yeah, I mean, this is a tough time. We're all inside, so you're probably going to feel a little bit of depression now and then because we're not getting sun and the vitamin D levels and all these other things. So yeah, I mean, talk to somebody. Call somebody you haven't spoken to in a long time. Catch up.
That's it.
That's
exactly it. There's always good vibes that go there.
Go make a coronial.
Go make a coronial. But don't stay any more than 2 meters away from each other, children.
What's up, guys? David Sterling here. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, set up the notification. You don't want to miss another video.